podcast is the best. What I used to sing a song. I don't even sing a song anymore.
I forgot that we have been instructed to be high energy.
And if there's one thing I do, it's follow the rules. If somebody tells me I need this, they say jump, and I say how high.
I forgot all about it. Well, Sarah's reporting for duty. Brain Candy Podcast, episode 918. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Woo! I like that because 9 plus 9 is 18. I like that. It just makes sense.
Fabulous.
We
are
love the numbers
crushing
make sense.
it.
Yes. How are you, Susie? You are, might I say, I know this is a podcast, but you are looking adorable. You are wearing, I might say, my favorite, it might be my favorite outfit of yours.
Oh my God, thank you. Well, we love a jumpsuit around here, and we love denim.
We love an overall jumpsuit, like any kind of like one piece outfit stitch.
Thank you so much. I have a hot date with my best Les Kelly later, and we are going out in the town. And so I had to wear my best denim.
I love that.
Thank you.
Have you ever gotten mistaken for a couple with the lady?
Never. And I'm offended now that you mention it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's so rude.
You know what's real fun that I didn't get to do before, but I get to do now? When you see somebody who's also a member of the community out in public, there's like a head nod of like you're one of us. And that's
God.
Fun. It's
that
like being
makes
part
me
of a
mad.
team and a club that just...
No, nobody's ever thought I was a lesbian, and I'm mad about it.
Yeah, well, that jumpsuit rides the line.
Okay. Well, with heels, though?
No, sorry.
Okay.
You
Canceled out.
Yep. That was like plus 1 minus 4. So what just happened there?
Yeah, because like without it, it's like a mechanic or something.
Totally. You had yes. And I was going to let you pass with a red lip because of the Rosie Riveter thing, but then you give me heels. You need a pair of these Blundstone babies.
I have those, but I'm not wearing them out in public.
It's all I wear. Susie gave these to me for Christmas, my birthday. I wore them on a 5-mile hike. Yeah, I wear them. It's all I wear.
Well, I know they're great.
They're the greatest footwear. This is not an ad. This is just a lesbian delivering the facts.
I mean, they Blundstones, if you're not familiar, are like legendary. They will never wear out. They get better with time.
I'm gardening with them. I'm getting them wet. I'm jumping in puddles. Like, man, I just love something that keeps up with my active lifestyle. This does sound like a commercial. It's insane. But I do have some fun things to report for you. I have some wild things that happened in my life. First of all, update. Don't worry, guys. I got all the dye off my countertop. So now... Loving my permed and dyed
totally
lashes.
Worth it.
Now, totally worth it. Shout out to Barkeeper's Friend, because that shit took like 4 different applications and scrubs, but I got it all out. So if you ever get dye on the counter, you can use Barkeeper's Friend. Let it sit for like many hours. Scrub. Could have taken the top surface off of my, like any kind of finish off. I don't know, but I don't see the black spots anymore.
That's all that counts.
That's all that counts. Also... something wild happened to me the other day.
Okay.
I was sort of involved. I'll say involved. With a felony.
Okay. Finally.
Finally. or tangentially involved. I don't know, something like that.
You were felony adjacent.
I was felony adjacent. So adjacent. Okay, so here's the story.
So adjacent.
So I'm going to meet up with my friend Jesse. Shout out to Jesse.
Jesse.
And I'm driving down the street, and this is one of those kind of like restaurant shops, promenade area where there's a lot of walking traffic and a lot of stores with restaurants in between. The restaurant is 1 block away. I come to a 4-way stop, and I'm waiting for the car on my left to go because it's their turn. And also on my left is what I think it's Ann Taylor Loft was the store.
Okay.
I'm waiting for this car to go. And this car starts to go, or like it's about to take its turn, and this woman is bolting down the street. And she's not somebody that, if you put her in a race with any average group of 20 people, she's losing every time.
Oh, okay.
She's wearing flip-flops, and
She's not gifted in the
She did not know. She was not a
athletics.
runner. She did not know how to run, and she
not a
was like
runner.
not even wearing the footwear for it. A lot of things were going wrong.
Yeah.
And
But did it seem like it was urgent? Like she was in trouble?
yeah, and I'm thinking this lady's doing that thing. You know when the light turns or is yellow, and you're gonna go like look like you're going fast. So you're doing the kind of like the fake run to let the car know that you're going quickly, but he's got to
Trying.
wait.
You're hurrying.
You're doing that. Oh, I'm hurrying. Like so. Wait for
Yeah.
me. That's what I thought was happening.
Yeah.
Car goes. She does not stop. Like kind of a little bit gets clipped by the car. The car then slams on its brakes, and she continues bolting down the street. And
She
I'm
got
what the
clipped, did you
fuck
say?
Not really. They brushed each other. Like the car started going, and she basically ran out in front of it, but it was crawling along at 0 miles an hour. So it wasn't like an incident. She's clearly
Okay.
running away from something.
Got it.
She's got a huge, gigantic purse and a pile of clothes in her arms that are like over her head.
Okay.
I go, what is happening? That lady's going to get hit. No, she's not going to get hit. What the hell is happening? She keeps running. Then I have my window down because it's a beautiful evening. And I hear this other woman come out of Ann Taylor and like is on a walkie-talkie saying stuff, and then goes, sir, and is trying to flag down a security guard. And then I put it together. I'm like, this woman is shoplifting. I am witnessing a shoplifting.
I love this.
In
This is great.
yeah, and I'm not just witnessing it. I'm 8 feet away, driving
like you're an
slowly
accomplice
parallel.
at this
That's
point.
what I felt like. I'm like, oh my god, we're together.
Am I shoplifting?
She's like gonna look at my car, and if she did, she's like gonna hop in the back seat. Like
Holy
she like
heck.
she's running as I'm slowly driving down the road. Then I get a little bit ahead of her, and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? She hops into a car that's
I
now
love it. This is
parked
great.
backwards on the spot, but like ready to take off, in the go position. I'm
Yeah.
now a little bit in front of that car. That car is behind me, and it's this old, fallen apart, like terrible paint job, like old Camry or something. And
Okay.
my mind now, it
Yeah.
also is important to note or mention that
Yeah.
I have been watching many hours of police dash cam footage. So police videos are
You've
like
been
fresh in my
primed.
head. I have been
Yeah.
primed, and because my brother's a first responder, he's a fire paramedic. His friends are cops. Like I follow them. What they like sometimes comes up in my feed, and so sometimes I go down rabbit holes of watching police videos.
Yeah, I'm learning this about you.
So I'm thinking my first thought is, this is it. Oh, this
is
is
go
my
time.
this is go time. Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna stop this crime from taking place. So
Oh
we're
my
gonna
God,
at least
you were gonna
help the security guard behind him, maybe catch
Oh
up
my
to him or
God.
something. So then
I'm
he
rooting
maybe
for her.
I'm gonna so I like slow down a bit, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden my wise mind fucking turns on and is like, are you out of your damn mind?
Yeah.
How this ends is that car comes through here and it takes out every
Yeah.
car in its way because it's running from the cops. He's not going to avoid your car as you slow down. You are now an obstacle in his way in your brand new truck that you've just like finished the back to. Don't you
That
dare
you have
mess
like
it up.
a subscription to a car wash for.
Exactly. The reality struck, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit. He comes flying down the street on the wrong side of the street. Thank God
shit.
I move over because now he's right
I love
behind
that
me.
You are a part of this.
And now I move over and then I go, okay, at the very least I'm going to get his license plate number. Because
Okay.
then I'm going to call.
That's how you're gonna
because
help.
I love justice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get his license plate number. This guy, I'm now pulled over. I'm ready to go. I don't even bother with the phone because I'm like, no, it's not about recording it. It's about justice and getting this guy caught,
Uh-huh.
This is why prices are high because they got to work this into the cost of goods.
I
I'm
could not
thinking all
disagree
of that.
more about
I
your
know.
virtue.
You know what this is? This is you worked at restaurants. I worked at retail stores.
Yeah, but like you didn't own the retail store.
I know, but I feel bad for the employees there who then have to deal with that shit from corporate that then say, and they get paid less an hour because then they have to work in the cost of like theft and stolen goods into.
For real, you're mad at the wrong people or like whatever.
I understand
Supporting the
systemically,
wrong
like,
people.
yeah, but I just think that shoplifting is not the right way to create change. So then, of course, like I was saying, Wise Mind turns on, and I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so I'm like getting out my pen and paper to write down license plate number. He's got half of his license plate covered up with the red piece of
They're
paper.
ahead of the game.
These guys were, and then at that point,
These
Susie,
are my people.
I said to myself, well, you know what?
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah,
I said, this was well orchestrated.
Absolutely.
And I said
You
to
did your-
myself,
Yeah.
a tip of the hat.
Tip of the hat.
And I was like, wow, I did the right thing of pulling over and not getting my fucking car hit. That I can't believe that for a half a second, I thought that the right thing to do was to slow them down so that they crashed in my car?
That's crazy.
Crazy. It was like I had a conversation in a split second with my instinct and my wise mind.
It's weird to me. You have such conflicting values sometimes.
So that was what came. Then I had the thoughts about the thoughts afterwards. Wow. I went to dinner and I had a full conversation with Jesse about how I have such conflicting values sometimes.
In what way do you see it?
There's one part of me that it's the rule follower. There's the rule follower part that's like, I have to pay for all those clothes, so everybody else has to pay for all these clothes because we're all supposed to pay for all these clothes, and we're all supposed to stop at the stoplight for this many seconds, and we're all supposed to do this, and we're all supposed to pay
flawed
tax.
logic.
I totally get it.
Because your presupposition is flawed.
Yeah, that everybody's going to follow the rules, and that's wrong.
More than that, though, you're presupposing that the people that are creating the rules are doing so honestly and with like the community in mind, and they're not.
Right.
The people making the rules are the ones who benefit from them, which are like white straight men, rich
totally.
white straight men.
And it took a while for that to cross over my mind. My instinct was to be like, in a way, like follow not the rules because it's not really the rules, but like don't let
The
somebody
right
get
thing.
it. Yes, the right thing.
Yeah,
and then I was
quotes.
like, no, ma'am, this is about protect yourself.
Well, yeah.
I definitely changed my tune
And
real quick.
by the way, I don't think you should fucking go into Ann Taylor Loft and fucking run out with your flip flops and a pile of clothes.
It was hilarious.
I
I'm
just
like,
am not
man.
rooting for the man.
And then
ever.
I totally was like, no, because see, I wasn't thinking about the man. I was thinking about the employee who
the
then
man with a capital M, not the driver. I mean,
right.
the man.
No, I know what
like
you mean.
Big brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I
yeah,
was thinking about the people who are doing the right thing but have to answer to the man, like because I've been that employee who's been in somebody shoplifted, and I've said like I'm not gonna fucking chase after them, and then there's this feeling that you get from the employer of why didn't you do more? You should have identified them first. Why didn't you ask the right questions? Where it puts it on the employee. So my compassion in that moment was for the employee who was like, I'm just making minimum fucking wage here. And
Yeah.
I gotta, what am I supposed to do? And then is gonna get chewed out by her manager because her manager's manager is gonna be like, did you do the right protocol with loss prevention? Da da da. I know what that looks like in retail, and that sucks.
Yeah.
For the week, for the rest of the employees there. I am not on the side. I am pro shoplifter and employee. And I'm anti-Ann Taylor Loft. And I was like,
yeah, anti-Ann Taylor Loft. That's what I'm saying.
And then I was like, our whole world has got to change. And then I was saying, we're going to have more. This is why I think when I was at dinner, I said something along the lines of like, this is why we need to increase minimum wage and give people a better living wage so that they don't feel the need to rob places because the whole system is broken because all we're going to do is have more of this because then prices of goods go up, which then makes the ability to pay for the goods harder. And then more people who need to resort to desperate measures to get money to do things. Like, it's a terrible cycle we're in. And so, yeah.
Wow, Sarah, I can't believe
Anyways.
you got wrapped up in this crime ring.
Can you believe it?
Are you okay?
I did feel like I was like, this feels like I manifested that. That felt like I watched it so much and then it like came to life. Like, there have been a few situations like that recently where I'm like, what the heck?
You invited this into your
I invited
life.
this into my life. And I was like, at least I'm a witness, not not like an
accomplice.
or an involved party.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you made it out. Because, I mean, it is dangerous. You never know these.
Suze, he was driving down the wrong side of the street.
It's terrible.
Or
It's
if another
terrible.
car came and he got trapped, he would have used my car as a bumper.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, move out of the way.
Yeah. Move, bitch.
My poor baby. Macy Gray. How dare they?
I'm glad you're all right.
Thanks.
I'll tell you what else is all right. And that is packaging. And I don't know if you're familiar because you're not a cat owner, but this company is a lifesaver if you are a cat owner, because like tons of people are allergic to cats.
Oh,
And
yeah.
tons of even cat
So
owners.
I was going to say, a lot of cat owners are allergic
I
to
mean,
cats.
because they'll do anything.
I
They'll
feel
just,
like I know these people. There's some people like this.
I almost think Lincoln is. I swear, sometimes he'll be like, I don't know why my eyes are so itchy. And I'm like, and so this company has a solution because they created this amazing spray and it neutralizes. You know how like cats are always licking themselves? They're
Yeah.
bathing.
Yeah.
But,
Allergens
like, it's just-
are introducing
And their
allergens.
tongue is where all that crap lives. And so they bathe themselves with their tongue, and then next thing you know, all their fur is contaminated. And so then your whole house is
interesting.
contaminated. Yeah. So this company created a neutralizing spray that you can put on stuff in your house, and then you're going to be much more comfortable, or your family
This
members.
is the science I'm here for. This is
Right.
great. I feel like we need more of these. It's only a matter of time till we get that we, invented. So it's basically like
I know we're on our way here, and there's no
trapping
harsh
those molecules.
chemicals.
I totally
Yeah.
get it. I totally can see in my mind, after all the stuff we've talked about in this podcast, I
Yeah.
can totally understand how that
we
works.
arrived here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
There's no
cool.
side effects, and 97% of their customers feel relief and breathe easier around cats. I mean, this is a lifesaver for a lot of people. They have really cool products. So your pets, we know they're not just pets, they're family. So get the relief you need with Packagin. Head to packagin.com/braincandy. It's PACAGEN.com/braincandy for 15% off your order and an exclusive gift for our listeners at checkout. That's PACAGEN.com/braincandy for 15% off your first order and an exclusive gift. One last time, that's packagin.com/braincandy for 15% off and an exclusive gift. Auto applied at checkout. And we'll put that on our website too, so you have it.
All right. So I do have some fun stories for you today. Where do I want to start? Would you like to hear about genetically modified spiders or the perfect pasta recipe?
Spiders.
Okay. So this is really interesting. Scientists just created the first ever CRISPR genetically modified spider using the common house spider. And it is not a Spider-Man situation. Don't get too excited. They turned the silk of their string, their silk, spider
Yeah, their
silk,
web. Yeah.
glowing red fluorescent. They changed its color.
Who did?
The scientists.
Oh, okay. Why? Who the fuck cares? Why are we doing that?
That's actually like
Oh my
a
God, you
really
were just
good-
so excited.
I know that's actually a really good question of why. They were more impressed with with the fact that they were able to do it on spiders, because spiders tend to be a very difficult animal to work with, and it was hard to identify whether they had in fact turned something on or off. And so to be so specific to say, yeah, we've changed the color with this editing software, we've been able to change the color of their string. Why might be so that we can genetically change other things. It feels like it doesn't. I'm not sure that the answer is in the byproduct. I think the answer is in the process. Do you know what I mean? Because they ended up winning a Nobel Prize for their CRISPR stuff back in the day, but not for this. It's just like an evolved version of this. So
it's like they're still like, hey, but we can also do this with CRISPR. Like, let it go.
And I think it might be the use of a like spider silk in future projects, because it's important, I guess, that spider silk is 5 times stronger than steel by weight. So maybe it's for Kevlar in the future. Could be something like that. It's also like a biodegradable source, tear resistant, elastic. It like has all of these, qualities, I guess, of a fabric that would be very desirable. So the ability to edit it in some way.
It would be cool to like come across a red spider web.
Spider web? Oh.
That would be
red
spooky.
Fluorescent.
Yeah, that would be spooky.
Yeah.
I would be excited about that.
The silk just glows red under light. It doesn't look red regular.
Yeah.
So they have to shine a light on it.
Yeah, okay.
Which I guess kind of how webs are anyway.
Yeah, right. That's the whole thing. You can't see them.
The thing that
they're a trap.
Exactly. Have you seen that cool Halloween art project or anytime art project, if you ask me, or if you're a spooky gal, where you spray, I think it's white spray paint, or it might even just be hairspray, onto a spider web, and then you take black paper and you like catch it, and then you can frame it, and it frames. It looks perfect, and it looks like cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, right. If you get past the fact that there's like spiders.
Or it's like stealing its nest. Have you heard that if you put house spiders outside, they'll like die real fast because they're not designed to live outside?
Are those losers? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. How did they even get in my house then? Like
they're like born there. It's almost like they're born in captivity. You know how those animals in captivity won't survive?
You have got to be kidding me.
This is true. That your house spider won't survive outside. It doesn't
have been
the
afraid
instincts.
of these pussies.
Correct. Nobody should be afraid of house spiders. They're very tame. And I just let them live. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
let them hang out.
God.
They're there to just eat the bugs in your house. Those are beneficial bugs, if you ask me, like we talked about before.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have a problem with them. Stink bugs, on the other hand, can go fuck themselves.
I don't know if we have those here. Do we?
You don't. I do. And they're an invasive species, and I fucking hate their guts.
You have a lot of invasive, that's a hard word to say.
It is.
Invasive species in Pittsburgh. How come? The lanternflies? Why does the East Coast get that so much?
Yeah. Why? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Every night before I go to bed, I shut my bathroom door so that when I come out in the morning, there aren't any in there.
Stop it right now.
Yes,
I did not know that was such a problem.
Are
they really stinky?
If you kill them.
Well,
it's the weirdest defense mechanism ever. Like, it doesn't appear until they're dead.
As a warning for next time.
Well, yeah, and it worked because I'm not killing them. Otherwise, I would be.
That is a weird
they fly, and you don't know where they're going.
Oh, I hate that. That is basically a thing that scurries with wings.
Exactly.
Susie, I get you, because that's the thing I hate the most about things that scurry.
Yeah.
You don't know which way they're going to go.
Yeah.
And so you don't like flying things that essentially...
It could go anywhere, right in my hair or my face.
You know what? Fuck those guys. Kill them all.
Totally. Fuck you, stink bugs.
And all things that scurry.
Truly, I will embrace that as well.
Or in the air.
On your behalf.
Thank you.
Wait, does that apply also? I mean, I don't want to trigger you, but you don't like chipmunks.
No, I think they're really cute.
Oh, it's just rodents.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's a crazy thing. I've been working in the gardens a lot. I have encountered snakes. Don't mind them now.
Uh-huh.
These guys are adorable.
Well, the garden ones, they really
The
are.
garden, I mean, and I'm sitting there like
And they don't like
planting
you.
tulips and doing cute things.
They're minding their
and then he
beeswax.
just comes up by me, and it almost looks like he pokes his head up and is like,
Oh, wow.
nice day, isn't it? And then just keeps going. And I'm like,
This is a big deal for you, though, because you
you're
have
adorable.
a phobia.
I'm fine now. I do not mind a snake in the garden.
The garden.
Yeah. 'Cause
Contextually.
yes, I don't mind one there. But I do mind one in my bag on a challenge because that happened. I'm not cool with that.
That's horrifying.
I just don't like things where they don't belong. That's fair.
Yeah, and rats don't belong anywhere on this planet Earth.
Correct. Oh, because their bodies leave behind a greasy residue, and that is disgusting.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God. You can tell where rats have been going. Like if you go to a restaurant or that has like a rat or some gross place that may have rats, they leave an oily residue in any surface that they crawl
hideous.
over. And it is it's kind of like bed bugs. You know how bed bugs have that red, they leave behind that kind of red,
It's blood.
brown. Oh, gross. Okay, well it's just like once you know what it is, it's disgusting. That's how I feel about rat stuff. Oil,
Wow.
body oil.
Body oil.
I don't know any other word
It's so
for it.
gross.
Okay.
I hate being on this earth. I
It's
hate
so
it.
funny. And talk about conflicting, morals and values and things like that we may have. I believe it was just last episode that we were talking about happiness and just little moments of joy and having that
Gratitude
awareness
for being here on this
of the planet Earth, like the astronaut kind of mindset. And we're like, fuck those rats. I hate being on Earth.
Sarah, it's both are true.
You're right.
Is miraculous that all of this exists. And I don't know how we got here, and I don't know how it all works. And it's this ecosystem, and we're all dependent upon each other. And
Yeah.
But it is so gross.
Yeah.
I don't know how to cope with it.
Oh, it just makes me giggle.
And
though.
snakes are so gross outside of the garden.
Yeah, but in the garden they feel
And they're
like,
tiny. They're
and
little
they
babies.
feel like it feels like we're on the same team when we're both like I'm on the ground crouched down gardening and planting bulbs and elbow deep in sod and dirt and all that stuff, and it feels like we're just
you're working
we're
together.
working together like I need him.
That's how I feel about Rocket Money, though, too.
Dude, we are definitely working together.
Teammates.
I feel like because of Rocket Money and my good, I had a few months where I'm like, Sarah, we got to replenish your savings.
Okay.
And in order to do that, we have to be smart with spending. So I had a couple months where I'm like, I'm going to cut back.
I'll never forget when you were like, Suze, guess how much I spent on groceries this month?
Yeah, I was getting I turned it to a game, and I'm like, how little can I spend?
The answer was
great.
$200,
Yes.
by the way.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God.
Because food delivery boxes are my way to go, and then they cost nothing,
Right.
And it's great. And so I limited my subscriptions. I got rid of all the things I didn't need because
Trim the
Rocket
fat.
Money made it super easy to see what I was wasting my money on, the things that I was spending more than I wanted to, and it is because of how I organized that I was able to save, and now I'm able to invest, and spend, and I love it.
It's really nice. And Rocket Money is such a great service. You can download the app for free. And then it's a personal finance app. It helps you find unwanted subscriptions, all the stuff you sign up for a minute because you need it, and then you forget to cancel. They will help you target those, and they can cancel for you if you want. They monitor your spending, and it really does help you see where your money's coming and going. And they have over 5 million users, saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year. when you use all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/braincandy today. That's rocketmoney.com/braincandy. rocketmoney.com/braincandy.
Yes. Okay. This was an interesting thing I saw. There was a new study that came out that found a link between Parkinson's and people living within a mile of a golf course.
Whoa.
Yeah, and we're not talking just a little bit of a link. Significantly higher risk of developing Parkinson's disease. Researchers suspect it's pesticide exposure.
I was going to say.
So the study involved over
Holy shit.
5,500 people, and it found up to a 126% increase in risk near living golf courses.
That is mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing. They did
Oh
not,
my
however, test for
God.
groundwater or air pollutants directly, which we can just assume that's where it came from. But proximity, that's
Oh
what they
my
research is
God.
proximity correlations. But
Oh my God.
And it's important to note that farmers and industrial workers also showed increased Parkinson's risk, supporting the pesticides link.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a real bummer because, you know, I know people are like, oh, there's like natural versions. Well, there's a reason we use the cancer ones.
Right.
And the Parkinson's ones is because they fucking work
Right.
better.
Right.
It will drive you mad
Yeah.
if you have an infestation of an aphid or whatever. And so, of course, we resort to these chemicals.
Right.
But holy crow.
I know. And do you remember when we were talking about I think it was it Lou Gehrig's disease?
Yeah.
In some town in Italy or the Alps or something like that?
It actually may have been Parkinson's.
Actually, I think it was too. That's what I was thinking. I was like, wasn't it Parkinson's?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was.
So this has got to be related to something in like groundwater.
I remember when I talked about Michael J. Fox's documentary and how when I Googled him, and even in his Wikipedia, it says how one of the films he did, the people that worked on it have like exponentially larger rate of Parkinson's, and they filmed in, I don't know what location, but it was some random place. And a bunch of them have Parkinson's. Mm-hmm. And when you see these clusters...
Yep. Come on.
Not that anyone's denying it, but it's sort of like they're also not sort of announcing...
Yeah. And being active
this is from
about,
shit that you could be exposed to.
Right.
And you ought to watch for it.
I think when people hear those things about pollutants and like autism rates, things like that, I think it's also important to discuss how, or like at least mention in this, that our diagnosing is getting better, and that is a big reason why. So we see the very small changes, but still statistically significant with those external factors. But the reason why rates are increasing is because we're getting better at diagnosing. We've seen this 1,000 million trillion times with different diseases.
Maybe we're exposed to more of the things that can...
Right.
Like, let's say it's plastics.
Right.
Well, there's a lot more than there were in 1960.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, were you the one who... Did we talk on here about... Or did you tell me about somebody trying to avoid plastic in their, like...
Oh, we did talk about that a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, A.J. Jacobs tried.
Yes,
yeah,
and it was impossible, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah, because
and it's not all bad.
Right.
Like, he talked about how going on an airplane.
Hospitals, right.
Like, it makes the airplane lighter, and that makes then you use less fuel. It's all about cost benefit. It's not like there's a boogeyman.
Right.
Right? It's not like all plastic is bad. There are some amazing plastics, like my breast implants. No, I'm just joking. No, but there are lots of things that are like a fucking miracle made
Right.
out of plastic.
Yeah.
Like heart valves or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
But there are downsides.
Right. It's hard. Right. I
Yeah.
was like just having that thought the other day. I'm like, God, everything. I was just thinking about microplastics and how they're just,
Well, microplastics are a real bummer.
it really is. But it's okay. There is some promising stuff. I don't have a story about this, but I did save it, and I will bring it up eventually, that there's I want to say it's a mushroom or fungi, same thing, that eats microplastics.
You always have these. You'll be like, they found.
Yeah. Like,
that
I feel like we're getting,
shampoo.
we're getting there with that.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you where I'm getting, and that
Tell me.
is real close to booking with Harvest Hosts, because this is brain candy if there ever was a partner. This is the RV
Oh, yes.
sites membership scenario.
It is summertime.
Road rules
It is
/
time to get out
Sarah.
there. Yes.
It is amazing. And they have, okay, so here's how it works. Harvest Hosts, like if you own or rent an RV and you're like these camper people, as Sarah is naturally and
Yes.
as I am through Road Rules,
Yes.
you can get a membership. So you get unlimited, no fee, overnight RV stays at 9,500 locations.
And you know, RV stays are expensivo.
Exactly. And furthermore, a lot of them are hot garbage.
Yeah.
These are not. This is like wineries, museums, like magical caves that you can explore.
Cool. Destinations.
Yeah, these are like adventure destinations, farms, anything that you can, drive-ins, whatever, cute stuff
Cool.
across this great land. And it's adorable. And I just love that it's like unlimited. You buy the thing and you're set for life. I mean, not for life. I'm just saying that. But you're set for right now. And it's so cute. And I kind of love it. And I feel like we need to do it. Maybe we should do it together.
Oh my God. Please. Yes.
And why aren't we doing it right this second?
road
They have memberships starting at $79.
That is less than one night at one of these
That's what
RV
I'm
stays.
saying.
Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
And if you've rented any RV before, and I have, it's more expensive than staying at a hotel.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's not. It used to be like a bargain. Now it's not. And head to harvesthosts.com. Use code BrainCandy. You'll get 20% off the Harvest Host memberships. Once again, that's harvesthosts.com for 20% off. Make sure you use our promo code BrainCandy so they know we sent you. I mean, Sarah, why aren't we doing that?
I know. Adorable.
Okay. As you
okay.
were.
What other stories? This is a very sweet documentary
Oh my God.
that's on CBC, which I don't even know what CBC stands for. Do you?
Is it Canadian?
I think it is.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Canadian Broadcasting?
Canadian Broadcasting Company. That's got to be it. Okay. So I did not know. It's called, the documentary is called Dances with Cranes. And it follows the work of these
Oh my God.
scientists
What
that
do
are
you watch?
doing humanitarian efforts to save the whooping crane, the bird.
I swear to God, I would never watch this in a million years.
Yes, you will, because if you saw, yes, you would.
Tell me.
Once I tell you a little bit about what they have to do.
Okay.
So, the whooping crane is an animal that is currently on the endangered species list. In fact, in 1940, there were only 20 cranes left then, and today there are more than 800, but it's still on the endangered species list. Only 800 of these, and these are they're really beautiful. They're white cranes with a red head, and then they have black tips and like red tips on their feathers. They're kind of like a very like when you imagine a crane, it's the image that you picture in your head, maybe, or it's like the image that I pictured of a crane, but they're the ones that are going extinct and almost dead. So in order to help conservation efforts, in order to help fertilize eggs, keep eggs safe, there's a lot of work being done by the International Conservation Foundation, and they are a species that is you can't just go, they're territorial, right? They're birds, and they're going to like fly away, and they're very like a lot of animals, like very cautious of something that would look like a threat, like a human coming in.
Yeah.
So in order to care for them, this is the part of the documentary that I really loved. There is a woman, and there are a few people who do this job, who dress up as a crane.
What the fuck?
And then put on they are basically, it's like Jim Henson meets the World Wildlife Foundation right here. Because she puts on a crane costume. I think the woman's name is Marianne. One of the women that they featured in this documentary. Her name's, Marianne Wellington. She supervises the International Crane Foundation's costume rearing program.
Oh, Lord.
And it's really important that they don't, like, they have to help the eggs and help the cranes, but cranes are those animals, like when the babies first hatch, they imprint on their owner, or the imprint on whoever is around. So they can't have any of the ducklings imprint on them. So they have to be like away, but also helping. And so they've created at this conservation foundation a puppet of a crane head, and she mimics the behaviors of the crane so much so that sometimes they have to pretend like they're flying. And she's like, this is how they act when they fly. And then she said, you can't raise your head too far up because that's an aggressive posture. You have to keep it lower.
She's like a method actress.
She's a method actress with the cranes. It's adorable. It's very cute. It's a short little documentary. It's just like a little short. And it's
Where
very
did you
cute.
find this? On one of these things
Probably
you
like
do
60-second
on YouTube?
docs or something like that. Do
I
you know
don't think I know.
Yes, you do.
Now that you say that, I've heard of it, but
It's like that
I don't know.
orange thing. It's like yellow, a little yellow logo. 60-sec docs.
Okay, but who's making these?
I mean, this. It's really pretty. It's a
Why
nice.
am I like this?
You're gonna like it.
Wait,
follows
why
the
do we
work
want to
of-
save them? Like, what do you think they do?
man.
I'm setting you up. I'm not debating it.
Okay,
I believe
okay.
they are useful. I just want to know why.
I think it's in the same way that we want to like protect all endangered species, that maybe
Yeah.
our own actions have
Yeah, okay.
They're
just nice, innocent
like,
cranes.
over hunting and what do you call it? Like when we take over, like to go into their natural habitats and
Yes.
like expansion, like I don't
what
know
is
what the
that
word is.
word?
What the heck is that word? Where
What
you
is
like
wrong
go
with us?
into
Yes.
you like I don't
Right,
whatever
like,
that is.
People do all the time.
Yeah, that thing.
No,
so
for
I would
real.
imagine it's to, roll back the clock on that. And I think you'd like the guy this guy, George Archibald, he's the one that the documentary, he's the one who created, like, devoted his life to saving and co-founded the International Crane Foundation. And he kind of has this, like, kooky sort of, Bob Ross vibes, like with the curly hair. He looks like Bob Ross and kind of maybe even
Like a
like the Ben and
hippie.
Jerry's guy. Yes.
Yeah.
He's like a hippie who just wants to save cranes, and he's Canadian. We love all of those things. So
Okay, got
or at
it.
least I do.
Yeah, no,
I think
I'm
it's worth
supportive.
the watch. I think you can find little clips of it or but it's called Dances with Cranes. And it's just very
that's-
funny
I
when you
think
see all
my-
the people in their little crane costumes.
It's so cute.
And then they have to actually think of, because they can't get found out by the cranes.
Yeah, no.
And also these cranes are like ruined. 3.5 feet tall and or maybe 4 feet tall, and
they're big guys.
They're big guys. So, you know, her arm gets tired sometimes. So she has to pretend that she's pruning herself when she's really just holding her elbow up and resting her arm, because she's been, working with one arm, pretending to be a crane for, hours.
I'm not joking with you, though. I'd hate to say this, but
what?
I feel like part of my resistance to this is that is not a good name. Dances with Cranes does not sound like Dances with Wolves, if that's what they were going for.
No, I think they were going for a literal interpretation, because that is what they do. They're like dancing with the cranes. Like, that is a very literal, that's what it looks like.
But don't you think they were like, and also there's this famous movie.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I'm just like
that's cheesy.
Well, it doesn't even work. It's not like similar enough.
Yeah.
It's
bad
just sort
naming.
of.
She doesn't like the title. We've lost her at the title, guys.
Right.
We do say that when you have the title, then you're already there.
I am very title sensitive, I will say.
Yeah.
But that's great. I want those guys to do well, and
we do. And they're really
I wish
beautiful.
them the best. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on board, Sarah. I'm sorry I even said anything bad.
Yeah, brink of extinction. I mean,
see, if they named it that, that's a good name. Where I'm like, okay, fuck, this sounds like important.
Yeah. I'm like Save the Animals, but I just really liked all of her work. I really thought, as a Jim Henson lover, if you saw the documentary and you thought about how much you love Jim Henson and stuff he does, then you'd be like, oh, I'm on board. Because as soon as I saw her use the puppet, I was like, Jim Henson would have loved this. That's what I thought. And I feel like you'd be into it for that.
I do want to know, though, like, because now that I know that you're on the spectrum and everything, because I diagnosed you.
Yeah. I have an appointment with my psychiatrist tomorrow morning, and I am going to float this by her, because I've also had a few other people weigh in.
It's undeniable.
And then I go back to, I think it would be important for me to ask my Mom, tell me about the times when I threw temperature, because my mom's running stories was, I was always such a great kid, but I cried only at specific moments. I didn't like how my car seat felt, and I would scream and cry with everything that she says of like, I'm like, I didn't like how things felt on my body. I didn't like, oh, we called you Princess and the Pea because you couldn't go to bed at night unless all the sheets were straight. Okay.
Seriously, and now I'm on a tear. Maybe, I don't know what I have. You could diagnose me, but I keep diagnosing everyone now, like women mainly. Where I'm like, okay, now I know, because women are different than men on the spectrum, and then I'm like, okay, and it's really helpful. It's not it doesn't come from a negative point of view. It's now I understand how we're different. Yeah. And you are on some sort of different scenario than me.
Yeah. It's great.
It is great.
It is really great. And people just need to, and they go, oh, I don't have to do this like that, because my brain's not going to work like that.
You actually are like textbook. It's upsetting to me that I am the first person to diagnose you.
Well, that's what it was like with ADHD too. When the professor who was teaching psychological disorders, that class, when I raised my hand and was like, I think I have ADHD. And she goes, wait,
you're not diagnosed? You're textbook.
She's like, you 100% need to go to the doctor, because
I know you're going to think I'm joking, but I'm not. I actually feel like your incredible, amazing, just unusual personality.
Yes.
The same thing that got you on The Real World.
I know. It's quirky girl.
Has prevented, people. They're just sort of entertained by you. It doesn't seem pathological.
I get it.
You're like, I am adorable.
Because it's like quirky. Oh my God, look at her. She only wants to wear overalls all the time. And
she loves
wants to
Toy Story, and she like can't stop saying it, even though we should just be watching it. Lincoln and Adam, they think movies are, well, mainly Lincoln. Lincoln and you think movies are interactive. They're not. We're supposed to be viewing them. And I want you to shut up, all of you.
I know.
But you guys are like, what? This is a whole performance we're doing. It's just not typical, right?
Yeah. I totally
And it's not cultural. Like black people do that, but that's cultural.
Right.
What you're doing is neurodiverge.
Because in the rest of our lives, we are acting out what we saw on TV one time. So it's hard to know and really when I'm watching it, I'm like rehearsing it for later.
For what? For when?
How to be a person, like for funny jokes, for one-liners,
Well, it worked out great for you.
I know.
You were really good at it. Well, that's the thing too. You're very charming. You're super funny. And you're very smart on top of all of this diverge. And so then when you apply those things that you've been practicing, it is effective.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It is not a disability.
I don't
it's
see
a
it as
superpower.
At all. I see it as that. Yes.
I just got a text and I'm really upset right now.
What?
I think Norm from Cheers just died.
Oh, no.
And I am going to lose my shit. Oh, damn it. He died.
Oh.
Thanks, Sarah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, fucking hell. God damn it. He was 76.
Oh,
Fuck.
yeah.
I love, you know what? Let me just
George
do a quick,
Wendt.
let me do a tribute.
Yeah. That's never happened while we've been filming.
No, it's never happened.
That's surprising, actually.
So shout out to Lauren, my friend, who said sorry about Norm. And I knew exactly what she meant. So let me do like a little thing for George Wendt.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, Sarah.
What?
When we started, right before we started filming, you were like, oh my God, is that outfit new? And I was like, no, this is the outfit I wore.
Oh my God.
And I haven't worn it since then.
Oh my God. I don't know if I want to cry or if I have goosebumps like crazy.
Oh my God.
That
Before
is
we
some
started
psychic shit right there. See, I'm telling you, we manifest our reality. It's all, wow. Holy fuck. Tell the people what you're talking about.
That actually really freaks me out because
That freaks me out too.
before we started recording, Sarah was like, oh my God, I love your denim outfit. And she was like, is it new? And I'm like, Sarah, no, it's not new. You should know this outfit because it's the outfit that I wore in the photo with Norm and Frasier. And she was like, oh my God, yeah, what's wrong with me? And I have not worn it since because I was like, that's my Norm and Frasier outfit. It's like special. And then I was like, what am I doing?
Oh, and then what if I didn't ask you about it? And you
wouldn't believe me, like if I was like, I swear.
I know, I wouldn't have it had to happen like this and on the air. So who's psychic now? Probably you.
No, I think you are.
That was,
but like, fuck. Dude. That is so weird.
That actually is weird. Like, that's one of those things where like if other people listening are like, that's not that weird. No, it's like
it's 2 years. That was 2 years,
and it's like real for the people who just saw that unfold.
And I am not like that.
That was fucking wild.
That was wild. I wish I was recording when we talked about that because that's crazy.
You have to leave all of this in.
I will, because truly.
And you know what? That was like 32 minutes ago. It was like when he passed away that you were talking about him.
Well, let me do a little tribute because that is bonky. And like, I am psychically connected now
Clearly.
to George Wendt. But whenever I met him at Steel City Con, he was like, his heart wasn't in it, right? I don't even know why he was doing it. He's got plenty of money, but for whatever reason, he does these things. And I hate, like, how we experience people, and it's hard, like, you want to give everybody attention, but it's also just like the same old thing all the time, same stuff. And imagine if you're Norm from Cheers, and that's the whole story.
Right.
And so I just was like, I just wanted to say thank you for the laughter. Mm-hmm. Because it is truly a balm and such a gift that these people give, like the jesters, including us, like we're goons. We're making people laugh. It is a gift because life is really hard.
Yeah, you got to bring some light in this world.
And so to be that person is a labor of love because it's not always easy for the jester. Mm-hmm. It's hard work to be funny.
I always say, like, who cleans the vacuum? Who vacuums the vacuum? Like, who cleans the thing that cleans?
Sarah.
And it feels like that. Who makes the jester laugh? Like, who I don't know. I think who cleans the vacuum is a phrase I say in my head. I've never even said out loud to anybody because it feels kind of crazy, but it feels like that.
Yeah, it is, because who's making George laugh?
Right.
Well, I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, thank you for the laughter, George. I wish I had a beer, but I don't. But
oh, yeah. Cheers.
To Norm. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Man.
Damn. Do you know what Norm's real name was? Like, not George Wendt, but Norm's first name on the show was not actually Norm.
Oh, what was it?
It was kind of like Kramer, it's like Cosmo Kramer.
Yeah.
Hillary.
That's great. That's a good little fun fact.
It's a fun fact. What a fucking weird moment with this jumpsuit,
dude. That was really crazy.
I'm really glad I experienced it with you, though, Sarah, because nobody will appreciate it besides you and Kelly.
No, like, I got this wave of, like, I don't know whether to cry or, like, all the hairs on my arm stood up. Like, it was like that universal, like, spiritual kind of woo-woo feeling that was, I felt that.
God.
That was some crazy shit, man. Because the timing of that and the way I asked you and the way you responded and how that's
because I was like
nuts.
Teasing you, like, how can you not remember this special outfit?
Of course, Norm, I'm so sorry. Yes. And then
oh my God,
something told you need to wear that today.
Did you know that he's the uncle of Jason Sudeikis?
Oh, I didn't, but I can kind of see it.
I can actually see it too.
I totally get
it's
that.
It's weird, but yeah, I can.
Yeah.
But anyway, oh my God, thanks for sharing that moment with me. I'm sorry we ran over, but
no, I think this was such a great thing to talk about, and what a cool moment for the podcast to be recorded. I can't believe that nobody's ever passed away on air in the whole time we've ever done this. Like, you know what I mean? Like we've never learned the news of somebody passing on this show, because when we were on the challenge, it felt like every challenge there was somebody who would pass away, and you could almost like, okay, some celebrity's going to die like while we're here, because that's how it works. But it's never happened on our podcast.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sharing it with us, everybody. We love you. And Sarah, thanks for appreciating my denim so that we had a story.
Of course. And this kind of feels like a place where everybody knows your name. A little podcast family.
Oh my God, am I going to cry right now?
I know, I think you are. It's okay. Take a moment. It's important.
I will definitely, I am choked up, but I will cry about it later because I love how
important that show was to you. Yeah. And I would feel the same if the guy who did the John like if it were the guy who did the voice of Ham.
Ratzenberger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be
If
like,
Cliff,
Hamstead!
because he was in Toy Story.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, these people are important to our
cry.
interior lives, so we salute them. Thank you for your service.
Yes.
All right, friends, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.